Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean, this is Uneducated Gamer playing Football Manager 2015. Following pretty much on from where that last episode finished. Two really good results for us in our two home fixtures. A 1-0 victory against Melbourne Victory in the second Melbourne derby of the season. Kind of making up for that 0-0 draw we had against them earlier on in the year. And then a 1-0 victory again at home to Perth Glory. It was Jack Clisby with a volleyed finish again in the derby. And Dario Vidicic with a lovely top corner strike to get us the victory against Perth Glory there. Both very even games that we were finally able to shade, which I'm hoping means we've turned a bit of a corner. You can see here in our opening 12 games we've had 6 draws and 4 of those were 0-0 draws. We just had problems putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's reflected in our goal difference as well. Best defence in the league by a mile with only 5 goals conceded. However, only 8 scored is also the worst strike finishing in the division. Don't mean to single out individuals, but both Gamero and Babal need to be doing more. However, with the advent of the Asian Cup on the horizon, we are missing quite a few players still at the moment. We saw that in that last game against Perth. So Babal, Hurd, who else? There's a whole bunch. Let's have a look actually. Seems like a decent time to have a look at who's unavailable. So you can see here, Franish, Babal and Hurd are away with the international side. I'm hoping we don't lose them for too long, but reality is they should all make it for their various positions. Chapman out injured, Espandola and Zulo are out injured as well. Edwards is working his way back. Actually came off the bench and did okay against Perth Glory, so he might be ready for another bench appearance today. Michael Zulo, 3 to 8 days he's going to be out for. Connor Chapman, 3 to 9 days, and Espandola, 2 to 3 weeks. So we're not exactly short or anything. Hopefully by the time of the Central Coast game, or at least, hopefully for the Central Coast game, some of these players will be back. Maybe not in full training, but at least able to sit on the bench for us. And then, fortunately, our entire squad has a month off with the Asian Cup taking place in Australia. They managed to reflect that in-game, which is pretty impressive. It's not like that every year. You usually play throughout January, but everyone took time off for the Asian Cup, which Australia actually won in the real world. But during that time, it's not going to be that boring. The transfer window will open up again, and I might look at bringing in some marquee players. We haven't really used those spots. We still have, I think, 3 junior marquee contracts that we can offer, and of course, an international marquee as well. We might look at bringing some big-name Australian player at home. I'd love to get like a Bresciano or a Cahill or some Australian legend, but it's just not going to happen. They want too much money. Let's see who is fit and ready to go this time out. Mork and Melling were very impressive in that last fixture in the centre of the park. Both played very, very well. Both picked up cheap yellows. Looks like Jacob Melling is not far away from a yellow card ban, which, to be fair, I think he's picked up a yellow card in every appearance he's made this season, so that's not a surprise to me at all. Vidicic has been in fantastic form, which we really needed him to be. He and Garuccio really are only fit wingers that are ready for first team football. Though we did mention earlier, Edwards is making his way back. Gamero will continue up front despite having not scored in about 12 hours of competitive football. You can see here 5 goals makes him our equal top scorer, but he got 4 of those in one game in the FFA Cup during the pre-season, so you can't really he's not in form or anything like that. And we are going to have to name a virtually unchanged lineup for this match as well. So I guess you can kind of take it as a good thing that we didn't pick up any injuries the last time out. We did get a clean sheet with what is a fairly threadbare squad. So if we have a look here, Valafi, Clisby, Lowry, Kisnell, Barreto will form our back 5, the same one that was in the last game against Perth. Partly Melling and Mork will all keep their positions in midfield, and Garuccio, Gamero and Vidicic up front. I feel like Gamero just needs to find the back of the net one time, and then he'll start finishing these chances. He hit the post with a great chance in the last match against Perth. But you can see here, he's not... What's he upset about? He's concerned about his lack of goals and feels it is affecting his confidence. Let's talk to him. How do I do that again? Interaction. Criticise recent form. Is that the one? Here we go. All right. Assertively, I'm going to tell him, I know you haven't been scoring recently. I know you haven't scored many recently, but I have every faith in you to get back to scoring ways. Let's go with that. Thanks. I know I need to be doing better in front of goal, and I appreciate your support. So he's responded well to that. So I guess that's all we can really ask for him. And maybe once he gets 1, he'll start getting bags of 7 or 8, which is wishful thinking, I know, but I can dream, all right? So we're going with Stevania, Moy, Edwards, Gallo, Marino. We are threadbare at the back. If anyone gets hurt, it looks like Partaloo's going to have to drop back. I think Melling can maybe play in one of the fullback positions. Garuccio can play at left back if need be, but really we need to hope they get through unscathed and without picking up any stupid yellows. League is still incredibly tight. With a loss here and other results going against us, we could drop as low as 8th position. We are sitting currently 3rd in the table by way of goal difference from Newcastle Jets, but Victory and Adelaide and Wellington Phoenix are only 2 points back. Victory here and a Western Sydney Wanderers loss could see us leapfrog them into 2nd spot. We do actually play them in a couple of games, which should be a massive, massive fixture. But Brisbane Roar continue their 5-point gap ahead of us at the top of the table. They seem to be really in good form and picking up a lot of points whether they are home or away. Newcastle Jets, you may remember we played our FFA Cup final against them and we beat them on penalties to get our first silverware as a club. Brandon Lundy with a pretty cheap goal. I thought we were the much better side, but these things happen in football. And we seem to have turned a bit of a corner since then. 2 1-0 victories. I'm hoping that means that we're a little bit further improved. Though playing away from home, we will need to be at our best. I'm going to say I expect nothing but a win. Let's say we've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. No one's responded well to that, so not my greatest team talk of all time. Newcastle Jets just signed a brand new coach, Sean Miller, his name is. Is that right, Sean Miller? He's an ex-Fulham fitness coach, Australian. Hasn't really had much of a playing career, so to speak. I think his background was in like sporting performance or something like that. He signed on by the FFA to take control of the Jets this season, and he seems to be a bit of a douchebag, if I'm being completely honest with you. They won 1 game last week, and I've never seen a coach get so carried away. They had 30% of the ball. They had the fewest shots on target of any of the sides that won last weekend, and he's come out and tried to give other managers tactical advice. He's played 1-1-1. Fair enough, but calm down, mate. You're not that great. Shane Lowry just getting further and further away from the goal. I mean, it's yet to see him get one on target, but the day he does, it'll be glorious. Leaky G, greatest name in the league, finds Montano. It's a ball in from Brennan, and Cooper is offside. Thank fuck for that. Travis Cooper, it is. It's either Travis or Mitch. I'm not sure if they're related, but they have 2 Coopers. Mitch has the distinction of being the youngest ever A-League captain. He was 17 years old when Gold Coast gave him the armband for a match. They were owned by a billionaire mining magnate named Clive Palmer, who was an absolute nutcase. Clisby with the throw in here. Garuccio with the ball, finds Clisby again. Can he find a decent cross? No, he's found Melling on the top of the box. Good strike, but it's hit the deck. And he tries to wrap his foot around that one, but doesn't quite get the connection he needs. 6 shots, 0 on target, 49% of the ball. Disgusting. Garuccio's got the ball in the box now. If it needs to find... Mork struck from a shitty angle. He had players on in the middle that he needed to look for. Vidicic with the corner in now. He's gone front stick because that's all we ever do is go front stick. Decent ball in here. It's been cleared into Lowry, but Kennedy with a good save. They've only had 1 strike. I think we saw it as well. No, it wouldn't have been because that goal was offside, so I don't think it counts. So we're having all the shots. We're just not getting any of them on target, which I think sums up our season really well. Assertively, I'm just going to say you've been unlucky so far. Yeah, okay, so Retro and Melling, you both responded well to that. That's good. 7 shots, you'd expect maybe one of them to go in. Does everyone need to do finishing training? It feels like a waste to have anyone other than the strikers doing it. I think they already are on finishing training. It hasn't been the most exciting game for one that's had 9 shots. Edson Montano's been injured. We have injured more players this league than we've gotten injured, and we've gotten a lot of players injured. Alright, let's have a look here. Looks like Vidicic and Garuccio are both playing well. I'm going to mix things up here. I'm going to play Vidicic up top. He can do it. He's not the greatest in the world at it, but he can do it. We'll bring on Edwards as well. And it looks as though Melling's not having the greatest game. I'm going to take Mork off instead, though, because we took Melling off last time. Assertively, I think there's a lot more to come from you. Assertively, I have faith in you. God damn it, these have not been great team talks for me. I'm going to hold on to the last one because there's a yellow card or red card coming if I make all 3 subs. So I've got about half an hour to affect the game. Retro with the ball on the right-hand side. He's been good in that right full-back role. In the real world, Ivan Franich has picked up a hamstring strain, so Paolo Retro has had an extended run, or will get an extended run as a right full-back. It's not his favourite position, but he seems to have done really well. He was good against Sydney as well in the opening game of the season. Well done, Paddy Kisnorbo. Just fine feet and does. Moy has a lovely overlap and run there from that man Retro. It's a great ball in, and what a save from Ben Kennedy. Ben Kennedy is not capable of doing that. He's not that fucking good a keeper. Good strike, though, from Vidicic. Larry goes up. God damn it, lads. Why can't we get these on target? This just sums up our season thus far. Tremendous chances and refusal to finish them from any players. Clisby with the long ball over the top. There's no one there, so God knows what he's doing. I swear to God, if Virgili finds a fucking corner or assist here, he's found Alavidovic and we've gone 1-0 down. Only the second highlight of the entire game after us peppering the fucking goal. Screw it. No, I don't want to upload it. I'm going to go overload. Let's look for a winner here. It's straight at the keeper. I'm not going to be too harsh on Valafi. It's a good touch and everything, but all the players forward. Alavidovic with the ball in now. It's a good tackle from Lowry. Moy tries to get it away, but only as far as Daniel Mullen. Squares it up to Caravella, who I don't think has ever scored in the league. Baresi with a strike from distance on his wrong foot, but that's nowhere near it. 10 minutes to go. Kisnorbo's picked up a knock. That is a concern. Come on, lads. Let's at least find an equaliser. Good tackle from Edwards. He's got an overlapping run on the right. Moy has the ball now. Finds Rattray. Finds Edwards. Cutback's on, and Edwards has found the finish. His first goal of the season. Tremendous for him, considering the comeback that he's making from injury. And we go 1-1. I don't need another draw, but I guess it's better than being 1-0 down. Lovely ball here from Rattray. That's calm as fuck. Thought Edwards might look for a backstick runner, but instead he's gone the strike, and thankfully Kennedy's helped that one into the back of the net. So both keepers getting a touch on it, but not being able to keep it out. 11 shots, 2 on target is fucking pathetic. Let's see if we can push on and find a winner. Still set to overload. I refuse to give up. 4 minutes to be added on. Here we go. Clisby with the throw in. Finds Vidicic on the left-hand side. He's got Garuccio here. It's a poor ball in. And that was a highlight, apparently. Okay, whatever. Minutes to go now. Leaky G with the ball back to Gallagher. Comes square to Baresi. Well won back by Edwards. Melly needs to get the ball forward. It's poor and into the corner. Own goal. No. Nigel Bugard looks for a punt up the line. Finds Andy Brennan. Ex-Hobart player, which isn't anything important. It's just the dumb thing I know about Andy Brennan. Gilly's gotten around the outside, and I think it was a cross that he maybe screwed at the goal. But thankfully, Valafi doesn't throw that one to the back of the net. Kisnorbo with the long ball forward. That's not really our game, but I have set it to overload, so you kind of expect that. And I dare say that's going to be pretty much it. It looks like the referee's going to... Yeah, and he does. It's a 1-1 draw, so our 7th draw of the season in 13 games, which isn't great. Assertively unlucky. I'll go with unlucky. Retro was excellent in that game. Every highlight that we had, he was involved in, and he got the assist for Ryan Edwards' goal, which is good to see him on the score sheet after his troubles with injury throughout the course of the season. 11 shots, 2 on target is absolutely fucking pathetic. We managed somehow to stay in 3rd position. However, Victory and Adelaide both have games in hand. A big win for either side could see them leapfrog us into 3rd spot. Thankfully, Brisbane Roar have also lost today, so they haven't made up any ground on us. We've actually brought them back a point, but it gives Western Sydney the chance to leapfrog them and go into 1st position. Maybe not the biggest deal in the world. There is a long way to go, but considering all the clubs have a month off, you'd rather be sitting on the top than chasing. I was pleased with the result. Who's going to win the World Golden Ball? Let's just go with whatever United players are there. One matter. First one I saw. Paolo Retro was excellent today. Good for him. And probably deserves a run in the midfield once Ivan Franich comes back. But no rest for the wicked. It's New Year's. I'm sure everyone will have some time off for that. I'm going to give all the lads a day off purely because we don't have that much depth at present. And also, it's Christmas. Oh, well, no, it's not Christmas because fuck religion, but it's the festive season. So everyone can take a day just to chill, hang out with their families and whatever. Hopefully Zulo will be back for the next match. Maybe we can give Garuccio a rest and play Zulo as left winger, but you know, these are all things that we'll have to deal with once the team comes through. Valafi's apparently approved as a footballer, which is weird for a 27-year-old keeper to improve, but good for him. Paolo Retro, runner-up for Young Player of the Month, fair enough. I thought he was very good, so the other lad must have been brilliant. Important thing to remember here is that Central Coast just played their last game against Western Sydney. Where are they? Western Sydney on the 1st, and then they're playing us on the Sunday, so hopefully they are absolutely knackered. You can see here they're not in good form. They haven't won in their last 7 and only 1 draw at home to Melbourne Victory in that time as well, so it could be a really good time to play them. And considering the players that we've still got out, it might be the best time or the best fixture that we could probably have. Where are they sitting in the league? Rock motherfucking bottom. 7 points though, so they're not that far off. It's a weird old league, the Hyundai A League. Okay, you can see here, Chris Hurd, Eli Babal and Ivan Franich have all made the Asian Nations Cup squad. Good for them, I guess. However, if Eli Babal turns around and starts scoring 3 goals a game, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off because he hasn't done shit for us so far this year. Let's just go with who is fit and available for this particular match. We'll go with Mork and Melling because our fortunes seem to have turned around as soon as we started playing those two together in central midfield. Looks like that was really where it was falling apart from us. Retray off his man of the match performance in the last game as well. And it looks like this game's just a little bit too far ahead of Zulo and Chapman. I might actually go with Vidicic on the left and Edwards on the right. So we'll swap those two around. Edwards sitting around 86% conditioning. We'll probably bring on Ben Garuccio for him at some point throughout the course of this game. But we'll just have to wait and see how the match goes. Clisby will continue. Might as well keep faith with the back four that has gotten us through this sticky little period here. Kisnorbo and Lowry seem to be doing very well together. though Lowry has been fantastic the entire season, to be fair. Gamero still hasn't found the back of the net. Actually, you know what? I'm going to mix this up entirely. We got a winner with Vidicic playing up top. It's not his favourite position in the world, but maybe we go with Garuccio, Vidicic and Edwards as our front three. Maybe that does the job. Gamero just seems to be devoid of confidence. I know I spoke to him before the last game, but really, I'm going to leave Zullo out. I'm going to play Marino on the bench. I know that means we have 2 strikers on there, but, you know. Oh, no, Zullo's sitting around 80%. Fuck it, he can do it. 80%, that's not too bad. And I might actually put Chapman there as well. So then we have cover for the defensive positions in Zullo and Chapman. Moy to cover the middle and Marino up top. That seems pretty good to me. No, it doesn't. Gamero instead of Marino. Yep, alright, that looks good. So we're starting to get some depth back in our benches anyway. Also, Western Sydney, having beaten Central Coast 3 days ago, have gone top of the league. I would love to get a victory here and jump back up to 3rd position, though it'd put us above Newcastle. It depends what happens with Adelaide United's game as well. But this is a team that we should be beating, whether it is home or away. I think they actually beat us last time we played them as well. So, assertively, a team such as ours should be winning this match without any problem. Nars responded particularly well. Central Coast beating us last time out kind of gives me my half-time team talk already, so I didn't want to use that at the start. Unless we go 2-0 down or something, and then you kind of need to be aggressive, but, you know, whatever. Jacob Melling's injured. Fuck me, we just can't catch a break with injuries at the moment. And international call-ups. Like, we're sitting very firmly in the middle of the table. I don't know why everyone's getting called up. I have faith in you, make a difference. Aaron Moyes at least responded well to that. I need a performance from him. What would have been great if Mellings picked up a knock, for him to pick up a yellow on his way off, like if he had just whipped his shirt off, so we could have gotten that out of the way while he was injured. Vidicic, the decision to play him up front gives us immediate dividends, and his 6th goal of the season, it's a great ball in from Garuccio. And credit to Vidicic as well, it's stopped it pretty much dead, like a young Sheringham. Good ball in here from Garuccio, they've dragged the defence well, and Vidicic takes a touch on his groin, and with the wrong foot puts that one into the bottom corner. We are goal up in the opening 15. That is fantastic for us. Though Liam Rose with a deep ball in. That's a very, very deep ball. It's headed away only as far as Austin, who I think has played as high as the Skrill Premier or Skrill Conference. So somehow he's made it into the A-League. Edwards with a good overlapping run. Has players in the middle. Can he find him? He looks for Mork now. Hang it up, back stick, Stefan. Finds Garuccio, and that is a fantastic finish. Young Ben Garuccio. I nearly benched him. Jesus, that would have been a massive mistake. 2-0 up in the 17th minute. Maybe this is the game where we start smashing some goals in, improve our goal difference a little bit. Lovely weighted ball there from Mork. Fantastic run from him as well. And Ryan Edwards just cannot do any wrong at the moment. He finds the perfect pass in the final third every time. Getting towards 20-minute mark. They've had their first shot and first shot on target. We've got 3-3, which is the exact opposite of what we did against Perth. Ferreira with the ball now. Fabio Ferreira, ex-Chelsea junior and Portuguese under-21 international. Really good player, one that we'll have to watch out for. I've actually kind of inadvertently, not deliberately, stopped going through the teams before we played them. I should do more of that. The whole point of this series is to teach everyone about the league, and it's a great bloody league. So, Mork, lovely. Skips around one, just needed to feed Vidicic in there. Instead, he struck it on his wrong foot. To be fair, though, Vidicic may have been offside. It's hard to tell from those areas. Retro throw in here. Finds Vidicic. Edwards is inside. He's lost the ball to Moy. Finds Garuccio, and on his wrong foot, puts that one wide and to the left. So our 100% shooting record has gone out the window in the last 10 minutes. But I'm not going to complain. We're 2-0 up in the first half. That's not happened really at all this season. Kisnorvo's picked up a yellow. That's a concern. Might look to get Chapman and Zullo out there in the second half. We have already made one sub though, so got to be careful. Assertively, very pleased with your performance. Keep going, lads. No need to overcomplicate things. Let's just tell them how good they have been. And we're getting the majority of our chances on target. That's good for us. It's not something that we've done a lot if you've watched the majority of this season. And this marks the start of a new transfer window as well, which could be very exciting. It's something that we'll go through in the next episode, I'm sure. Might start using some of that shake money that we have. City Football Group, let's see him start paying Tim Cahill $100,000 a week to come back and play. He'd sell it in shirts every week. It'd be amazing. It's now gone. Liam Rose with another deep ball in. Valafi comes out and claims well. I'm not sure if that was the highlight or if there's a counter-attack on here. You know he wants to go short. Instead he goes very, very long. It's a good flick on from Vidicic. Garuccio with a lovely overlapping run. He's got a backstick runner in Edwards. Finds... Here he is. No. It's very scrappy. Let's put it back in. It's come to Moy, to Garuccio. And that's out for a corner. I'll wait for the corner to be taken before I look at subs. We might do them on fitness more than anything else. It's back out to Moy. His corners have been fucking terrible the entire season. Alright, so who is struggling the most? Ryan Edwards still working his way back into full fitness. We might push Vidicic out to the right-hand side. Yeah, we'll go with that, and we'll have Edwards come off for Gamero. Edwards has been very good, definitely better than 6.8. He's been involved in pretty much everything good that we've done so far. And I'll hold off to that last sub. We'll see, it'll be one of Zulo or Chapman. Most likely Chapman to take off Kisnorbo with that yellow card, but we'll just have to wait and see how we go. Gamero has responded very well. Need him to find a goal, and if he's going to, it's probably this game. Moy with the deep ball in. Finds Kisnorbo. Oh, Paddy, you had no idea what you were doing there, did you, mate? That was either a cross or a shot or a clearance. It's hard to tell. So after putting 4 shots and 4 on target, we've missed our last 6, which sounds a lot more like us. Josh Rose now, one of the 6 Roses that play for Central Coast, has whipped in that pretty decent corner. Right, 5 minutes to go. Clisby's got the ball on the right-hand side. I'm going to do the sub anyway, and that is to take Kisnorbo off for Chapman. Assertively, welcome back, Connor. And he's responded well. It won't happen until after this highlight. Gamero with crossfield switch, looks for Vidicic. Comes back to Retro, who was just slotted in perfectly on the right-hand side of that defence. Our backline's been very good. So I'm not sure if that's just to do with the personnel that we have back there or the tactic maybe. I can't really take much credit for it because it's a tactic with which we cannot score. Gamero has the ball now. That's it. That's what we want. That's where Babar would have shot, but Vidicic tries to whip a ball in. It's a horrendous ball. And O'Donovan with the ball now. Good tackle, Pardalu. Tidies up well. Kisnorbo with the ball over the top. Gamero's got in goal side. Can he find the finish? No. Vidicic? No. Gone down to the box? Nothing. Oh, just another cheap pen would just put my mind at ease. I don't trust anything at the moment. Chapman comes on in the 88th minute, so he hasn't got much time to do very much of anything. Gamero finds Moy at the top of the box. He goes down under Gibson's challenge. No idea who Gibson is. It's a lovely ball there from Stefan Mork. And Vidicic with his second of the game. So Gamero's getting assist now. Vidicic's second goal of the match and 7th goal of the season. He's starting to put the ball in the back of the net on a regular basis, no matter where across that front 3 I play him. So can't have any complaints about his performances over the last month or so. He has been excellent. And Gamero, at least, he's been calm. Babar would have shot, but Vidicic with a good finish. Keeper maybe could have done a bit better, but hey, what do I know? And that should stitch up the 3 points for us in this game. Not only that, we conceded in the last game. Never mind. We've only conceded 1 goal in our last 4 games, but we've been pretty good defensively the entire season. Assertive, very pleased with the result in your performance, lads. A 3-0 away win. Doesn't matter who it's against. You've got to take those when you can get them. And it sees us push up into 3rd position on the table, though Western Sydney are still playing tomorrow. Let's actually go and have a look at how they do in their match. Melling's out 4 to 5 weeks. Thankfully, though, we are off for about a month, so hopefully he can come back a little bit ahead of time and be available for this game against Western Sydney. I will watch a bit of the Asian Cup, I think. I went to the majority of the games when they were in Melbourne during the course of the season. It was really good, actually. You paid like $70 and you got to go see 7 games at a venue. Like you bought a venue ticket. It was weird. It's not something you see often done in Australia. Got to see such titans as Bahrain and Jordan and North Korea and just the greatest footballing nations in the world. Anyway, we're performing well, freedom playing by confidence or whatever that said. They're dedicated and focused. Nick Montgomery was very good. Don't want to waste any time. Doesn't look too bad for Jacob Melling. Team can rally despite his absence. Terrific performance, and Vidicic gets player of the match, which is more than deserved. He should actually probably get player of the month. He's been very good the last few weeks. And he's slowly getting more and more comfortable in that attacking midfield left role that we've been training him into. You can see here he's competent at it, as he is on the right-hand side. But really, he is a good player, and I'm glad that we have him on the books. Let's have a look at the future here. I might actually clear everybody out. Everyone's going to go on a bit of a break for the month that we have off. So what I'm going to do is just go back in and we'll treat it the same way that we treated our pre-season, and I'm just going to have everyone's training go a little bit higher up. There are certain players working on specific things. However, I'm just going to say to these guys who aren't doing anything, which is Mork and Retro, they shouldn't be upset because there's no games going on. I'm going to put everyone on heavy for the next couple of weeks. Training. Here's how we do it. Intensity, heavy. So everyone's just going really hard in training for the next few weeks, and we'll see how they go there. I might actually save the game. I haven't saved it since that last derby match, which was in the previous episode. So let's have a look at the game status. You can see here, saved 5 times. 20th of December was the last one, over an hour ago. So we'll save the game now as Melbourne City. In the next episode, we might go through and do a bit of a summary of the transfer window. I'm going to go and have a look at a few players. I'll have to wait and see who's available. It opens in another 3 days and is available for another 2 weeks. After that, I think, the transfer window in Australia. But we might look to bring some of the bigger name Australian players that are based over in Europe. Might look to bring some of them back on loans, short-term deals, things like that. See here, the likes of Reece Williams is available for loan. That might be one that we look at. He's a very, very good player and would certainly shore up our central defence. Not that our defence has been bad. James Truisi is another one. He is injured at present, but only for 2 more weeks. He could be a great one to bring in that final third. He's not needed by Juventus at the moment. So there are players that we can have a look at and players that we will have a look at in that time as well. So exciting times. We have managed to turn around our form in the last month or so since that FFA Cup final win. Still had too many draws, but it's really, I guess it's better than losses, of which we've only had 2 in the season. Avenged that last one against Central Coast, and Brisbane Roar, who are currently top of the league, is nothing to be that upset about. But massive episode next time out. We'll go through our transfer window and what we've done in that period. We'll play the game at home to Wanderers, and then we have the final of the 3 Melbourne derbies for the season. It's weird to see them all finished up by February. They usually leave one till the end of the season just to keep interest up, but I would love to go out there and get the victory against the other Melbourne team, ironically named Melbourne Victory. More than anything though, I hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you have any feedback, put it in the comment section below. I will try and respond to each and every individual comment and question that I get. If you have links to your own YouTube content, be it in Football Manager or any other game, put it down there as well as any saves you want to see me do with the release of FM2016 coming out. And any other games you want to see me play, put it in the comment section. That's what it's there for. More than anything though, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode.